is as tall as his career, and I see maybe he stops growing tall, but the fact is I see him going farther than where he is, and I respect that. Right here on Superstar Wednesday on your number one hit music station, the midday show, I've got the one and the only comedian extraordinaire, Lai Wasabi's in the building.
That's okay.
How you doing? How you doing? You already know it. I'm grateful to have you on the show, bro.
Yeah, it's a privilege. Thank you.
This is my first time. Like I said, I met you. I met your work. You felt like you were more like a diamond from the rough. And I'm sure sometimes when we use words like, "Oh, I've blown," or when you say, "Oh, I want to blow," sometimes you never know when exactly that happens.
Yeah.
You cannot. There's a time you get to your life and your career, and you know that I think I'm doing something right.
Yeah.
Did you ever think in your entire life you're going to get to this point? And I want you to be very honest about that.
I mean, it's always been a dream from the start, but I never knew how soon or how big it was going to get. But I knew like this is what I was going to do with my life, eventually. But I never saw that, I would get to this point that I'm in, this fast and, this young. But I knew I was going to strive for it anyway.
So what's the first content you did and you were not proud of?
The first content I did I wasn't proud of. There was this content I did in school. So I've been making skits since 2015.
Okay.
Yeah, but I went fully into skits early 2020, late 2021.
Okay.
Yeah, that's when so when I was going to go into skits fully, there was this first content that I did that I showed my guys. I mean, I found it funny at the time. I cosplayed as a woman,
Yeah.
It was pretty lame actually to them. So, but I didn't stop there. Do you get so? But I just stopped showing them the content that I was creating.
Which one of your friends don't you like showing your contents to?
Most of them.
Why?
Yeah, but I have a few that I show my contents to that give positive feedback.
Okay.
My closest friend at the time in uni was always supportive.
Okay.
He was always telling me what to do, what to correct, how to approach,
I get that.
Like that.
Sometimes it's a difference between a yes man and a critic, or somebody who supports what you're doing.
Yeah.
There's some of your friends, whether they gas you up, whether you're good. It's the same way somebody gets into me.
I'm really grateful for my friends. My friends are my second greatest critic.
Oh, wow.
First of all, I'm my greatest critic.
That's good.
Followed by my friends, then maybe family. But my friends they are not yes men.
Yeah, and I love that because, like I said, it's necessary that people are telling you the truth.
Yeah.
I think, which would you say has been your biggest alter ego? When it comes to your comedy? Because I know I've seen you play different roles.
Yeah.
But which one has been your biggest character so far?
Definitely the law.
But that's actually the real life. How we have some lawyers. We have some charge and bail lawyers. We have lawyers who are real, and we have lawyers who are there for just the money, and we have lawyers that are going to advise you to do the wrong things, right?
Yeah.
Is this a true life experience? Are you from a family of, law? Why did you pick that character? Did you study that in school?
Yes.
Why did you pick that character to play?
Okay, so I studied law in school.
Okay.
So how I came about that character that I play online is experiential. I served at Ministry of Justice Ibadan.
Oh.
Yeah, so there were a lot of lawyers like that. Jesus Christ. And whenever I was on internship, I did my internship, most of my internship in Oshobo.
Oh, nice.
So, court experience, I saw a lot of lawyers hanging around court premises. I never had like a one-on-one with many of them. But most of my comedic material is just from observation. So I was able to see these characters and just kind of assume what their day-to-day lifestyle would be. So that's how I came about, the law character.
Another good thing about the kind of business we're in, everybody fails to believe that we're happy. Yeah. Now you make a lot of people happy. Nobody ever would think, oh, Lai is always a happy guy, which that might be the case, right? And the fact is, people never really think you're going through anything. Now, for anybody who picks up a camera or a phone and wants to make content, they might almost like, oh, Lai could do it. It can't seem that easy, right? People don't talk about the dark sides of what we're doing, right? You make everybody happy. Was there any part of your life that you had a really trying time to get to where you are now?
Yeah, I would say, the beginning was really, really rough. After my first few viral videos, I was so much in my head. And, I've heard it a lot, a lot of comedians, content creators get to that point, when they firstly, realize fame. At some point in their fame, they kind of seep into this depression.
Absolutely.
So they say, but I won't say mine was depression, but I was always anxious. I didn't know the next step because I figured that, at this point, I should know how to navigate what I'm having now, because
the expectations are really high.
Yeah. Because it had always been a lifelong dream, but when it was actualizing, I was scared. I was mostly anxious and having a lot of sleepless nights. So it was getting to me. So I had to just kind of be my own therapist and, just enjoy whatever this is and just, go with the flow and do what you love doing.
And I like how if you ever have to change your career, which I know you almost might say, nah, I don't think so. But I'm sure there's always something we love. Like for a time in my life, I love to play football, right? I don't think I can play football. I can play football now, but play football on my level. not on a professional level. There might sometimes you do certain things because you didn't get it right in a type of thing that you've always loved to do, right? If you were not doing what you're doing right now, what would you have been doing?
So I think if I wasn't creating content, I would still definitely be in the entertainment space. So before I started creating content, funny story, I was an understudy in a radio station. I wanted to be... Yeah.
Okay, so you're in the right playground right now.
Yeah.
That's
exactly.
Good. I might be your mentor, you never know.
You are actually.
So you worked at a radio station?
Yeah, I did. I did for a brief 2 months before I left for Ibadan when I went to serve.
What was the name of the radio station? You're allowed to say it.
I'm allowed. Okay, it's on Oshogo Rave FM. Yeah.
Real okay.
Yeah, so I was an understudy there. Hopefully, I was pitching my own show to the manager of the radio station at the time, and it was a work in progress, but I had to leave to Ibadan. So Ibadan was where I started, because I didn't really know how to navigate Ibadan very well. I grew up in Oshogo, so I knew my way around, but being in Ibadan, I really didn't know my way around, and I already had a PPA, that was the Ministry of Justice, so shuffling that with the radio station, I just figured, rather than being idle, because it was either OAP or MCing at the time. It was just entertainment for me, really. So I was either going to be an OAP or an MC, but I wasn't able to do that because I had no idea how to navigate. So I was just like, in this corner of my world, let me just try and do something that people would see. And I kept pushing content out there. And before I knew it, man.
I like the vibe that you said, man.
Yeah.
It's good now, right?
It's really,
What you said is, what you said.
Thank God.
I mean, that's good. You always like, I think I've seen you a couple of times on videos where you do you have a special type of way that you like to look when you go out?
Yeah. I like to look Yoruba.
Okay, because the first time I saw the picture of you in suits, not the coat you wear for your skits. I mean, proper suit.
Yeah.
That was so different. I loved it. I think it kind of shocked everybody, right?
Yeah, it did. People were wishing me happy birthday. I was like, what?
Because, that was that your idea?
With the suits?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. I just felt like people needed to see a different side of what I normally, put on the internet. And I was like, yeah, let's do it.
What are you most judged about? When it comes to what do people judge you most about? I mean, when they judge you half the time, what are the things that you see that is always common that you feel people judge you with?
I don't know. People expect me to be extroverted, kinda, just be kind of a little bit loud and be the life of the party. I don't know why. So it's a shock to people when I come off, gentle and reserved. People expect me to be the, my brother, how are you doing? I don't type of, and I'm really not like that in real life.
So when you go out.
Yeah, so people expect, me to be head on funny to them, and I'm a little bit, just chill, kind of doing one-liners and all that, yeah.
Because that's work.
Yeah,
it's not. So that's not your day. That's not, if I'm going to be lying on a good day, that's not what I'm going to see.
Well, at some point, definitely, we would share a lot of jokes at the end of the day because it's my personality. I'm a funny person, so definitely I would share jokes, but, first off, that would not be what I would come off to you as. I would come off to you as, funny or so animated, really. So, yeah.
And sometimes I'm like, we're in Nigeria. which is, I think, is not basically a Nigerian thing. It's a thing around the world where they stereotype you and feel like this is how you should be.
Yeah.
They put you in a setting. This is your character, and expect the same way what I see on TV or I see on social media is what I want to see when I see you.
Mm-hmm.
But that's just work.
Yeah, that's work.
Okay, so tell us more about yourself, your background. Who's Lai Wasabi? Family of how many? A football team? Tell us exactly who are you actually?
Okay, so my real name is Olaiwola Isaac Ayomide. Yeah, I'm from a small family. I have one brother, and it's only my mom.
Okay.
But I have a big extended family that was very present in my life.
Oh, wow.
My grandparents, my maternal grandparents, and my uncles and aunts. They all raised me. Ever since I lost my dad, so they've been really, really present.
Wow.
So, but I spent a lot of my time, growing up with my grandparents. It's why a lot of people say Lai Wasabi acts old and all that. Yeah. So, and it's kind of why I have like this vintage style preference.
Okay.
I'm a lot.
So you're an old soul.
Yeah, I think I am.
You're a young guy with an old soul.
With an old soul, yeah.
Okay.
Thanks to my grandparents. So so that was what growing up, and I grew up in a very, very conservative household. My mom, my grandparents didn't like, me going out to play. They just loved that I would stay inside, read books and all that.
Same here.
I mean,
same, and same WhatsApp group. So I understand.
That was it growing up for me. My growing up was a really, really calm, gentle type of. I spent most of my free time thinking. Really, I was the kind of guy to just spend this whole day daydreaming. If there was no lights.
Were you considered a loner?
Yeah, actually, because my brother too was someone who could, be in his own world. He would play with action figures. He could lock the room. He would lock me out of the room to play with action figures.
Wow.
So that I don't disturb his setup. He would set them up in different corners of the room and start playing. So I had a lot of time with myself. So that was it for me. I was a thinker, a loner, but I had fun with friends. Whenever I was able to interact with my friends, it was,
What school did you attend?
Primary school, I attended a private school in Oshogbo, Olive Branches. Then I attended a Christian school in Ife, Redeemers. Then another Christian school too for tertiary education, Bowen University.
Bowen, okay. Yeah. That's very good. I mean, you had you lived in a very liberal space. Did I say liberal space? No.
I mean, it was
quite conservative. But you decided to be open-minded what you're doing. Yeah. And these days, I'll be honest with you, it's almost like you get out of school, the first thing you think about is, I know nobody's going to pay my bills like they used to. Mm-hmm. So did this come out of the fact that you just wanted to make money, or it was just something you built for yourself?
Yeah, from that fact. I'm the first son, first child of my mother. And I kind of knew that, after school, there was a lot of expectations that, I would have to meet, in terms of, fending for myself. So creating, like I said, it was either being an OAP, because this was like a gift that I felt that I had right from time, and I was trying to workshop it in school. So in school, I was doing a lot of MCing and all that, because I knew that once this is done, there is no allawi, there is no allowance, it's just you and the world to kind of find your way around things. So I didn't want to be lost. Okay. So I wanted to start something, that would be making money for me quickly, to just kind of know my way around things. You get. So that was how this came about.
If you got a radio shot now to work on the radio, would you do it? Do you think you have the time to do it? This is me extending the job into opportunity to you. If you get a chance to do a radio show, which I can imagine a Lai Wasabi show, that would be hot, to be honest.
I believe so.
Would you take it? Would you take it?
I would have to think about it. I would have to think.
Now you have to think about it. So dreams do come true. I love that.
Yeah,
but a lot of people will inspire you. Like, I'm very sure. I used to watch a lot of Charlie Chaplin comedies. And that's the first man I see that never speaks any word, and he's funnier than any guy. So who are the guys that really inspire you to do what you're doing? And I'm sure besides your work, there are other people you might love as well, right?
Yeah.
I mean, who are the people you love besides you?
There's a lot. I think now that I'm even doing comedy, I've begun to appreciate comedians a lot more.
Wow.
So I would say Internationally, I love Eddie Murphy.
Okay.
You know, his trajectory, his career has inspired me so much. He's someone who also started at a very, very young age to do comedy. I love Chris Rock as well. I love Mr. Bean. Yeah, I love Ricky Gervais. I mean, those are the guys that I love in the international space. Kevin Hart and all those guys. But in Nigeria, I'm a big fan of Basket Mouth. I'm a big fan of Bovey. Alibaba. I mean, the greats, you know, the people that I watched growing up. Okay, I love Destoka. Those are the stand-up guys. Then in content creation, you know, a lot of them are my friends. So, you know, I practically enjoy. I think it's biased, but I enjoy what they do. You know, Mr. Macaroni, Brother Shaggy, Gilmore, you know, top guys. I love their content.
I like that. I like that. You're supposed to defend me and says, I came out and said, somebody says that I'm never going to be the sexiest man alive. You know, you can call that defamation. And you're supposed to defend me. Are you going to be honest?
Is it defamation or a true statement? I will have to consider the facts of the statement. All right.
That's good. I'll take that. So, that's a true statement, right? But do you consider yourself the funniest man alive right now? Let me tell you the criteria for that I can boldly say that.
All right.
In the last 1 year, you have been one of the most talked about comedians in the last 1 year.
Yeah.
I mean, holding a record for that long. So let me put it this way. Your content has been one of, in the last 1 year, the most unusual and most organic. Now, the difference is, another criteria is how organic it is, how natural it is. I mean, talk about the numbers, how people are, you know, resonate when it comes to your content. Check the track record, how many plaques you've picked since you started this in the last 1 year. So I can boldly say you are the funniest man alive right now.
Funniest man that you are seeing, actually. I'm not sure about funniest man alive, but I'm trying my best, really.
So I'm saying for the year, maybe somebody can take it next year. And I'm sure you don't want anybody to take that spot. You know, it's good when I say things like this. It's an affirmation.
Yeah.
Just take it.
Yeah. I take it. Amen, sir. Amen. Yeah.
Okay. Now, talking about the money, right? People sometimes don't exactly know how much. So I know you might push me to the manager or push me to a management, always a management conversation. I'm a talent like you two. We do the same as well. But it's real stuff because I see, does this put real food on the table? Can you make a living from just doing the type of work and content creation that you do?
Yeah, sure, definitely. Yeah, it does.
So what type of life can you live? If I'm going to gauge it, right? What kind of, I'm saying, using you as an example, right? Mm-hmm. What kind of life do you expect of another Light Wasabi to live? Besides what you know, what do you think you're worth right now? That's a trick question, right?
Yeah.
You're trying out how you want to wriggle around.
But I mean, you know, there's good money in content creation.
Is it good money for you?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, you know, there's more money to be made, you know, but with the level that I'm in right now, yeah, I think I'm doing good.
Are you ever going to do a documentary on you?
At some point, yeah, maybe.
So let me say you are, right now what you do is a documentary material. There are a lot of ways you can make money, right? So far, you could do a tour as well.
Yeah,
you know that, right?
Yeah, sure, I know that.
Panza, stop looking at me. I don't give this is, I'm not going to give, you're not going to pay me for this. So now the thing is, for me, like, if I am just a guy who just got out of school, right? And I want to do something like you. But now the first thing I ask myself, is this worth the money? Do you think you can make a lifetime living doing what you're doing?
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, that's good. That's why we're working anyway. You know, there's a lot of, like I said, there's a lot of money to be made in content creation. You know, for now, you know, I'm really, really big on the Instagram space. You know, you have to pay me money for me to do videos for your brand or anything you want me to advertise. You know, larger scale, there's money to be made from, you know, content monetization, YouTube, Facebook.
True.
You know, there's different, the content creation kind of is one stream of income, but it's diversified. You know, you don't make money from one place. You make money from your own original content content. You make money from even appearing at events. You make money from emceeing events. You make money. So it's the opportunities are endless.
I get it. I'm asking this question because sometimes you see the lifestyle of some skate makers you cannot really connect it with, what they're doing sometimes. So people always have maybe that there's a higher perception or wrong perception about it, right? Because from the kind of lifestyle I see, you almost might be thinking maybe for one video they charge over 20 million or 10 million. Is that possible? Is it possible you do content that you charge up to that amount of money?
I don't know anybody that charges up to that. But I think the lifestyle that a lot of skit makers do. I know skit makers who are living good, and all the money they earn is from content creation. But there's a level you get to in content creation that you have been able to gather enough capital to have other businesses. So that's what a lot of people don't see. Content creators, a lot of them gather enough capital from the content creation and have businesses, that also makes passive income from them at the same time making money from content creation. So when all that money starts to come in, it's like, how many skits you do, Baba? How many skits you do? You understand? So that's the conversation.
The question starts to come up.
Yeah.
Because that's another face. Are you ever going to, bro, aside just making contents for Instagram, is there more? Are you going to be doing movies? Or are you going to have your own comedy show? Is that going to happen?
I mean, content creation is just the beginning. It's a tip of the iceberg of what I believe I can do and what I'm going to do eventually. So, what I'm eventually going to grow into, a lot of people won't even tag me as a content creator. I'm going to grow larger than that at the end of the day. There's going to be movies, there's going to be stand-up, there's going to be a lot of other projects, in the pipeline that content creation would just be a little fraction of what Lai Wasabi is doing.
I like that. Like I already said, the sky's the limit. We have to keep working hard. I mean, that's our goal. But I also know that aside work, there are other things you like to do. Do you listen to music? How do you take a break, actually? So when you say you're a music head, if I pick up your phone right now, what are the songs I'm going to see on it?
So I don't have a specific genre, but I listen to a lot of good music. If you pick up my phone now, you will see a lot of Jack Harlow, you'll see Brymo, you'll see Burna Boy, Shay Vibes. I mean, it's just Jama anyhow.
Jama.
You understand? But
which is your favorite?
Very heavy on
do you have a favorite?
A favorite artist?
Yeah.
So recently, I've been a little bit stuck on Brymo. Yeah.
Wow. We need music to get us through the day.
Yeah.
Lai, it's great to have you on the show. Great talking to you. Maybe one of these days you make up your mind, you want to have a radio show. We can have a conversation about that, right?
Wait a minute, Penza, we're still talking about
Penza? You're talking about it? Penza, let's finish that conversation, right?